Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Data Dose. It's been a while since I posted the last video, but I'm back with another important SQL concept that every SQL learner must know. That is the difference between the char and varchar data type. Why choosing the right data type can make a huge difference in your SQL database performance. So whether you are preparing for data jobs or data interviews or just leveling up your SQL skill, this video is for you. So let's start the video. What is char? We all know that the char is a data type that stores the data in the SQL table. So when we are initializing the table and the data type that we want, we always give char and the probable characters that we want for this data type. For example, if we give 10, a char 10, and when we insert a record for this data type, for example when we insert a car which is having only 3 characters, but while initializing we have done 10 characters. So what SQL will do internally is it will, as it is store as char, but plus this 7 extra spaces will be added, which is called padding. It will be doing 7 extra spaces, and then this whole will be stored internally in the SQL database for this type of characters when the length of the character length of the input is smaller than the initializing, when we have given the initial like 10 or anything, the number which we give. So this type of data type we can use in the places where we know that the data will not change, or there is the fixed length of that data. For example, gender, male, female, country, country codes, fixed IDs. For these type of data where we know that it 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 will not going to change, so there we can use the char. So coming on to the varchar, as the name suggests, it is a variable length data type. So if we take the same example for variable varchar, and in this data type we are storing the car will be stored as it is, but car will be stored as it is, but additionally to this the length of this will be stored in the varchar, where one or two byte will be used for storing the length of the data in this. So this type of data type is useful where we need to store the names, addresses, emails, or any type of data where we are not sure that what is the length of the data, because these are subjective. The length may vary, the name may vary from person to person. In the same case for email addresses, for that type of data the varchar is very important. So the reason why we need to understand the difference between the char varchar, when to use what. If we have a smaller amount of data set, then we need not to dig so much in. But if you have lakhs of rows, 30 40 lakhs of the rows there, the choosing the right type of the data type is very crucial, because it if we are not choosing the right type of the data type, it will hamper our the query efficiency, the storage, the data retrieval part. It will be taking the more longer time. So to tackle that we need to understand. So let's take an example with how it affects the storage, how it affects the speed. If we are taking 10, if we are taking some 1 lakh rows, we need to fill 1 lakh rows. Let's take two cases. One we will be filling with the char, and we will be initializing to 50, and the same we will be using for varchar. In this char 50, but we will be not using the whole 50. Only we will be giving the name of 5 characters, the 5 characters. But even if you are using the 5 characters, as I said, internally char will be padding up 45 spaces, and then wholly it will be storing it as 50 only. So if 50 into 1 lakh, it will be 50 lakh bytes, which comes around 5 MB of the storage in case of char. But in case of varchar, as I said, if there is a 5 characters data, there will be 1 or 2 bytes which stores the length of the data. That is 1 byte for the length of the data and then 5. So wholly 6 into 1 lakh, that is 6 lakh, 6 lakh byte, which comes around zero point 0.6 MB. So here you can see the difference, 5 MB and zero point 0.6 MB. So so the storage which is reduced is 4.4 MB. This might not look very huge to you because it is only 4.4, but imagine this at a corporate level, MNC level, where the data would be in the crores, lakhs. So there, this will play an important crucial role of choosing the right data type. Now let's move on to the speed. The the retrieval of the speed will be more in the char compared to the varchar, because char has a fixed length. So it will directly, the database will directly come into the individual char and then scan for the data. But it's not the case with the varchar. The database first matches the length of the data type and then moves on to the data. So this is a dual process where extra processing power is required per row. So that's why the speed of the char is comparatively higher than varchar. So we need to know when to use which. As I said, for fixed length of the data, we need to choose the char data type, whereas variable, we need to select the varchar. If we have a fixed length, then we can go for char, and if we have variable, then varchar, the speed is much more higher than the varchar. And as I said, that choosing the correct data type affects the storage cost, query speed, index performance, server management, especially important for lakhs and crores, for the lakhs or crore rows in the MNCs. And at last, I would like to say that thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and share, subscribe, and share this video to the friends who are learning the SQL or preparing for the data jobs. This is Data Dose, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep watching.